Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am here to talk about Edson Barboza versus Billy Quarantillo. Edson Barboza, he's 37 now. He's got 1 inch of height, 5 inches of reach, which he could make work for him against Billy Quarantillo. I do think Edson, for him to win this fight, he's got to mind his P's and Q's because Billy's going to be bringing the pressure the whole fight. Edson's got to stay on the outside, circle very well for 15 minutes because, again, Billy's going to be stalking him. And Edson's got to beat him up down low and to the body. Really mix shit up and, of course, land those kicks. And he's got to do so without Billy catching one of them. Billy is going to be marching forward. That's one thing he brings that very few fighters are able to match is his pressure and his pace. The guy doesn't stop with the pressure, and it only builds as the fight goes on. He's got plenty of finishes deep into the fight, even at the UFC level. Got third-round finishes over Camuel Kirk, Kyle Nelson, Gabriel Benitez. Second-round finishes over Alexander Hernandez, Jacob Kilbourne. The win against Spike Carlisle was a decision in which he took over in round 2. Very cool fight. He took over in round 2 and won rounds 2 and 3. Pulled ahead, really, in that one. He's been defeated 4 times, 3 by decision and once by knockout. Michel Quinones, former UFC fighter, head kicked him. That was a knockout outside the UFC. And then he lost decisions to a guy named J.P. Reese, and then 2 in the UFC to Gavin Tucker and Shane Burgos. Billy is very tough, and he's going to be given a stand-up battle here because I don't think Edson Barboza is going to be looking to go the Gavin Tucker route. And it's just a matter of how Edson Barboza deals with the pressure of Billy Quarantillo. I do think Billy right away has an advantage in the decision just because of his pace and his pressure. He's going to be the one walking forward. He wins the octagon control criterion. But Edson Barboza, he's a better athlete and a better striker altogether. It's just, I think he's a little more compromised. He's probably only getting slower. He is 37, despite only being 3 years older than Billy Quarantillo. That's a big 3 years, 34 to 37. You could argue that's the difference between prime and not prime. But Barboza, he's coming off a year-long layoff, hasn't fought in a year. And again, that combined with his age at 37, it's not a good look. And combined with that, the fact that he's fighting a guy who will absolutely bring the pressure and will try to crowd that, heavy kicking style of Barboza just naturally, because that's the kind of guy Billy is. I'm favoring Billy Quarantillo. I'm favoring Billy Quarantillo to win this fight. I like him to win by decision as my primary pick, but of course I bet on him to win by round 3 finish. Billy Quarantillo, he's a craftier submission artist than people give him credit for. He's got a triangle over Camuel Kirk, whatever. He's got some other subs at the at the higher end of his career, but generally he's a TKO guy. 8 TKOs versus 5 submissions. I do think he'd be more likely to get the TKO if it was a late finish in round 2 or 3, but it would have to be just, again, pressure and overwhelming Barboza. Because as far as punching power goes, he's not on that level with Justin Gaethje, And as far as kicking power goes, he's not on that level with Chikadze. Even though Chikadze got him out of there with punches as well. But Billy Quarantillo by decision is the pick. And my bets are Quarantillo by decision plus 240. And by third round finish flat plus 650. Edson Barboza, he's at plus 140. It's enticing and whatever, but it's just, I see things going against him here. He's a great, sharp athlete and an overall better striker, but he's falling apart and he's facing a guy who is guaranteed to crowd him. So, Billy Quarantillo. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.